So yeah, I'd like that gold-plated Lamborghini, please. Method of payment. I have a Super Mario NES card. Will that be okay? What do you mean that won't be okay? Sealed one's worth like 2 million. The hell are you talking about? It's got to be at least worth $500,000. Come on, be real now. So, let's talk about the potential of a $2 million NES game sealed. Now, is it crazy? I think it is, but I don't have 2 million to buy an NES game. One of the most interesting things I think about this is how much sealed games are skyrocketing above some other collectibles like Pokemon. Like the Charizard, it really is like some could debate that the Logan Paul card on the necklace is maybe $1 million, but it's really like $500,000 max. You know, same what's the most expensive Black Lotus in Magic. It's not 2 million. It's crazy to me, because to me, you know, everyone can play Mario. Not everyone owns a first edition Charizard, but a lot of people own this. It's like one of the best selling games on the NES. Now, a sealed version, we don't even know how many are out there. As far as I'm aware, WATM doesn't post a census report like the Charizard. You can see how many are out there because you can go on PSA, BGS, and see a CGC and see how many are in the report. But with these, you can't, and that to me is kind of weird that you can't see how many are out there. Maybe there is more that people are just holding on to than we know of. Personally, I don't believe in collecting sealed games. It's not my thing. If you like that, it's up to you. I see the appeal in a way because obviously you get the art in a bigger form. That's like your thing. I own some sealed games, not NES, more GBA, PS2, Xbox, and like 3DS, so like Nintendo Classics like stuff. But I don't see the point degrading. But it's not me who's spending 2 million. So I do think it's rather interesting how much the prices have gone up. And if you wanted to know, this is on a website called Rally, which is like fractional shares and collectibles, which I find weird to begin with, because to me I'd want to own whatever the item is. But yeah, you can buy shares of an item. You could buy part of this NES game, and then apparently I think it works if someone approaches the company wanting to buy it. So obviously someone might have approached the company wanting to pay 2 million, then you have to like vote on whether you want to pay 2 million. I think like 75% of the people said yes to accepting 2 million. I don't know why the other 25% wouldn't accept 2 million. They think it can go higher. I honestly don't know. If someone offered me 2 million for an NES game, if I could get, you know, 100 quid for this, I'd be happy. But yeah, that is, just do it. I think it's kind of crazy that a sealed NES game, one of the most popular games of all time, is worth 2 million. But then again, in a way, it's art. You can nicely display it. Obviously, you can't ever play this game because if you take it out of the packaging, you've basically just cost yourself like, you know, 1,900,000. You know, you've basically took your total down like maybe like $50 for a nice boxed copy, maybe a bit more nowadays. But it's kind of mental to me. I feel like there was a retro boom in like when I started collecting, and then it's like a little bit after, so about 2015, 2016ish. I feel like there was a boom then. That's when I kind of stopped collecting because the prices got too high for me at the time. And now it's more of a space thing because you know, a stack of games, you know, it takes up more space than I have. But yeah, I kind of hope in a way that the rest of these just go up as well as a result. I'd imagine some people out there are going to try and sell these for more and think they've got something amazing, and that happened in like Pokemon. Some people thought they had like amazing cards and they're like, you know, charging like 3x what the real price actually was for those, or what they were worth, or what the buyer's market was prepared to pay. But yeah, kind of crazy. You can do a lot of stuff with like $2 million. Buy a house and a nice car. I don't know, I ain't got $2 million to spare, so who am I to say? I just think it's interesting more than anything that people are willing to spend that much money on vintage video games, and how it kind of overtook some of the other stuff. Granted, see, one of the things you've got to look at is, when the hell was it released? Well, it's 1985. So one of the things you always got to remember is, like, who grew up with the collectible. Obviously, the people who remember, like, NES more fondly and had it growing up, or obviously, like, people in the 80s. You know, these were people that were born probably, like, 1980 onwards, and they had that growing up, or maybe, like, the 70s. But, yeah, so obviously, as they go through life, obviously, they, you know, they have jobs, they get higher up in positions and stuff, start their own companies and things. Obviously, as time builds up, you hopefully accumulate wealth, and then obviously they have more money to spend on that. As someone who you know, collects other collectibles like Pokemon, that came out in '99, so realistically, you know, those NES people are probably like 10 years ahead in a way of the other people, if you see what I mean. So maybe it will get there one day, but not just yet. What do you guys think about all this? Would you pay $2 million for a game? I can sell you a sealed copy of Star Fox for the 3DS for $2 million if you want. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't think I'll be cashing these in and retiring just yet. Because the Lambo dealership wouldn't even accept this as payment. Ridiculous, right? I'll see you next time, guys.